Hi, seniors. We are going to continue reading our text, Yellow Woman and the Beauty of the Spirit, paragraphs 11 through 16 will be included in this video. In this section, she's really going to highlight the teachings of her great-grandmother and the old-time people of the Laguna Pueblos, and really compare and contrast their beliefs with contemporary society. So as we read, I want you to think about, are these ideas similar or different to the cultural values that you were taught by your community? And what do you think of them? Do you think these are strong values? Are they, do you disagree with these values, or do you agree? And how would they change the world if this was the way more people thought? Things to think about. So here we are, paragraph 11. My great-grandmother was dark and handsome. Her expression in photographs is one of confidence and strength. I do not know if white people then or now would consider her beautiful. I do not know if the old-time Laguna people considered her beautiful, or if the old-time people even thought in those terms. To the Pueblo way of thinking, the act of comparing one living being with another was silly, because each being or thing is unique and therefore incomparably valuable, because it is the only way, or it's the only one of its kind. I love that line. The old-time people thought it was crazy to attach such importance to a person's appearance. I understood very early that there were two distinct ways of interpreting the world. There was the white people's way, and there was the Laguna way. In the Laguna way, it was bad manners to make comparisons that might hurt another person's feelings. Now, I'm going to disagree with her a little bit right there. I think it's bad manners for anybody to make comparisons that hurt people's feelings. So tell me if you agree or not. Can you think of a culture where making comparisons and putting someone down is not considered bad manners? I don't know. Paragraph 12. In everyday Pueblo life, not much attention was paid to one's physical appearance or clothing. Ceremonial clothing was quite elaborate, but was used only for sacred dances. The traditional Pueblo societies were communal and strictly egalitarian, which means that no matter how well or how poorly one might have dressed, there was no social ladder to fall from. All food and other resources were strictly shared so that no one person or group had more than another. I mention social status because it seems to me that most of the definitions of beauty in contemporary Western culture are really codes for determining social status. People no longer hide their facelifts, and they discuss their liposuctions because the point of the procedure isn't just cosmetic, it's social. It says to the world, I have enough spare cash that I can afford surgery for cosmetic purposes. In the old-time Pueblo world, beauty was manifested in behavior and in one's relationship with other living things. Beauty was as much a feeling of harmony as it was a visual, oral, and sensual effect. The whole person had to be beautiful, not just the face or the body. Faces and bodies could not be separated from hearts and souls. Health was foremost in achieving this sense of well-being and harmony. In the old-time Pueblo world, a person who did not look healthy inspired feelings of worry or anxiety, not feelings of well-being. A healthy person, of course, is in harmony with the world around her. She is at peace with herself too. Thus, an unhappy person or spiteful person would not be considered beautiful. In the old days, strong, sturdy women were most admired. One of my most vivid preschool memories is of the crew of Laguna women in their 40s and 50s who came to cover our house with adobe plaster. They handled the ladders with great ease, and while two women around the adobe mud on stones and added straw, another woman loaded the hod with mud and passed it up to the two women on ladders, who were smoothing the plaster on the wall with their hands. Since women owned the houses, they did the plastering. At Laguna, men did the basket making and the weaving of the fine textiles. Men helped a great deal with the child care too. Because the creator is female, there is no stigma on being female. Gender is not used to control behavior. No job was a man's job or a woman's job. The most able person did the work. My grandmother Lily had been a Ford Model A mechanic when she was a teenager. I remember when I was young, she was always fixing broken lamps and appliances. She was small and wiry, but she could lift her weight in rolled roofing or boxes of nails. When she was 75, she was still repairing washing machines in my uncle's coin-operated laundry. The old-time people paid no attention to birthdays. When a person was ready to do something, she did it. When she was no longer able, she stopped. Thus, the traditional Pueblo people did not worry about aging or about looking old because there was no social boundaries drawn by the passage of years. It was not remarkable for young men to marry women as old as their mothers. I never heard anyone talk about women's work until after I left Laguna for college. Work was there to be done by any able-bodied person who wanted to do it. At the same time, in the old-time Pueblo world, identity was acknowledged to be always in a flux. In the old stories, 1 minute Spider-Woman is a little spider under a yucca plant, and the next instant she is a sprightly grandmother walking down the road. Okay, we're going to pause there to answer some questions, and then you may move on to paragraph 17 through 21. Thank you.